A bit of a dramatic effect there, but if you feel like you are close to a breakdown or burning out, then please stay tuned for the rest of this video, because I will be sharing my very personal story around burnouts and breakdowns with you today, and also give you some tips on how to avoid burning out and crashing. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Carla and I am a strategic life coach, and I support women in business and help them to break the patterns of self-sabotage through practical and emotional techniques. So talking about burnout today, I feel like burnout or breakdowns have become a very taboo subject. And if you're in business, you are probably bombarded with all of the things that you are told to do. You are told to speak to 40 prospects a day and message them, and you have to create content, and you need to blog or vlog, and you need to speak to so many people and post in a million groups. And you do that, but on top of that, you still have a life. Maybe you have a family or a full-time job. So all of these things that we are bombarded with daily isn't the only stuff that we do. We don't only run our businesses, we have lives as well. But we feel that this is what we have to do in order to grow a successful business. And this becomes very destructive and very, very dangerous for us. And I've been there myself, and that is why I felt that today I really wanted to share that with you, so that you can see that if this is how you're feeling, you are definitely not alone, and there are ways for you to overcome that. So about 10 years ago, I was a very young full-time employee of a very big industrial company, and I had a lot to prove, a lot. I had no experience, no training, nothing. I just walked into this job and I had to do it. And I think I did it pretty well, but it was so overwhelming, and I never asked for help because I wanted to prove myself. I didn't ask for help, I didn't speak out when things were wrong, and I also didn't look after myself. I was definitely not eating right, I wasn't looking after my mental health, I wasn't relaxing enough, I was not exercising, and when I did, it wasn't the way I was supposed to do it. And on top of that, I was dealing with some emotional things. My parents just got divorced when I was about 21, 22. I stepped out of a very, very abusive relationship, and I never dealt with these things. So I stacked this on top of this extremely demanding job that I had. And very soon I had myself a recipe for a breakdown. And I got to the point where I had to go and seek medical help. I saw no other way. And yes, I went to see a medical professional, and I ended up spending about 2 weeks in hospital, in a semi-coma, if you want to call it that, to deal with these things that was going on, all the emotional things, as well as the burnout from the job that I had. So I went to hospital, got the treatment, and after that I got treatment for a little bit, but it wasn't really for me. It wasn't helping me, because the problems were still there and I wasn't dealing with them. And I want to make it very clear that I'm not a medical professional. I am not bad-mouthing the medical field around all of this, and it's completely necessary. But for me, it wasn't really helping. So when I was done with all of that, I went back to my job and everything just carried on as normal. I didn't change anything. I was still carrying on the way I did before. So fast forward a couple of years later, like 5 years later, I started doing network marketing and direct sales and affiliate marketing full time. And I loved it because I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be online. This is where my home is. So I did that full time. But again, I didn't change anything. I didn't change the patterns that I created previously. So guess what happened? Yeah, I was on the brink of yet another burnout. And luckily, I was able to recognize the signs. And I knew that I had to step back. I knew I had to step away from it all. And I had to make some changes in my life. And I have to be honest with you, I felt like the biggest loser on earth. I felt like such a disappointment. Because you know that there are eyes on you. And you also know that you cannot carry on the way that you used to. And stepping away was really a massive thing for me. And I felt like I let you all down. But I had to do it. Because yet again, I ignored the signs. I fell back into my old patterns. And I was on the brink of another burnout. So I stepped out. Stepped away from it all. And I really had to reevaluate what I was doing. So about a year ago, I started learning about the patterns that we create in our lives, why we create them, because the patterns we create do have positive intent. There's a reason why you create these patterns, but they can be so destructive. So I started learning about the patterns, and I learned about ways to break those patterns and to stop the self-sabotage and to stop myself from burning out. And that is why I'm here today, because I feel that I would be selfish if I didn't share that with you. So in your business, if you are feeling overwhelmed, because I know that a lot of the ladies I speak to do feel very overwhelmed at the moment in their businesses. Are you feeling overwhelmed at the moment? Is there just so much for you to do? Maybe you're being told to speak to 40 people a day. Like, I heard that the other day from someone, and I was like, there's no way I can do that. I can physically do it. Yeah, I can do it. But I'm going to burn myself out. It's not for me. So are you told to speak to 40 people? Are you told that you need to reach out to 100 new prospects every day? You need to vlog. You need to have a blog. You need a YouTube channel. You need to have a group and a page. Quite honestly, I still don't understand why you need both. But these are the things that we are being told. If you are feeling overwhelmed right now, you need to stop and you need to ask for help. Maybe you have a team member who is able to shed some light on it for you. Maybe a team leader in your team can help you to do these things. Maybe there's stuff that you can outsource. I mean, if you're not good at creating images and quote images and stuff like that, and that is what you are told to do in your business, isn't that something you could outsource? You know, are you told that you need to create an ebook? You do know that there's stuff like, what is it called? Private label rights or something like that, where you can actually buy these things. You can outsource a lot of things, even around the home. So stop being overwhelmed and look for other ways. Maybe there's someone who can help you out, someone who can do it for you. Oh yes, I hear you might say, there is just so much to do and we can only do so much. And we need to allow ourselves to just do what we can. And I see a lot about daily routines. Now, I kind of struggle with this because I'm very quick to draw up a daily routine. And bear in mind that I still have a full-time thing going on for me. So coming up with a daily routine can be so daunting. Like, you have it down to the last 5 minutes. Yes, I'm going to do this. You look at this routine, I'm going to do it. And then you start doing it and it's too much. And if you push yourself to continue on that, on that pattern, you're going to burn yourself out. So if your daily routine is maybe a cause of burnout for you, it's time to look at that and only figure out what is the most important things that you need to do. Yes, you need to speak to prospects, but maybe you don't need to speak to 40 or 50. Creating content. I see some people post 5 times a day, which is awesome. If you have the time for that, like I personally don't, maybe only post once a day. Or even better, Choose certain days in the week when you are going to post, and make sure that when you do, it really hits home. You hit the mark, it's powerful, and it's out there, and it's serving your dream clients. Instead of posting 5 times a day and sitting on your phone or behind your laptop creating a ton of content. And focus on the most important income producing activities. Posting 10 quotes a day is probably not going to generate an income for you. Posting selfies every day, 10 times a day, probably not going to get your dream client to say they want to sign up with you, unless you are a really good makeup artist, which a lot of you are, by the way, like really well done. Focus on the income producing activities and do those. Even if you don't do anything else, focus on the most important income producing activities. But you need to allow yourself some time for yourself, like a timeout. Make sure that you get enough exercise. Even if you just walk around the block, get outside, move a little bit, do a 20-minute yoga or whatever. You have to keep your body moving. So make sure you get exercise, you rest. Oh my gosh, rest. Right now, I'm struggling to get up in the morning. So I don't know about you, but I know I'm not getting enough rest. So tonight, I am going to bed early. So if you guys don't see me online here a lot tonight or late afternoon, for most of you, I'm going to bed early because we need our rest. Take a walk, go see some friends if you're able to do that right now. Do something for yourself. Do your hair a little bit. Maybe paint your nails like I painted mine last night. They look a bit crappy because I went to bed straight afterwards and they smudged a little bit. So if you have some tips for me on that, please share that with me. But do something every day for yourself, something that makes you happy, even if it's just a nice cup of coffee. Maite is saying that every day I have to figure out what are the 3 most important things I have to get accomplished. 100%. Everything else is just a bonus if you happen to get, to more than that. Another thing that you need to do is to meditate. And a friend of mine said it so well the other day when we spoke about meditation. Meditation is so important because it helps you to calm your mind. It helps you to sort out your thoughts. If you're anything like me and you've got racing thoughts and a million things going through your mind, it's time for you to start meditating. But also, if you are a Christian or if you are part of any other religious movement or whatever, if you're spiritual, pray. Pray, be quiet, be in your quiet place, and allow yourself to be open to what it is that is on offer for you. Calm your mind, but also know where your strength is coming from. And speaking of strength, who is your support structure? Do you have a very close family member who is always there for you, someone who understands, someone who gets this business thing? Like my mom always says, your little business thing. Not like that. Is there a family member or a friend close to you that you trust? Someone you can tell when you're feeling overwhelmed. Someone you can talk to when you feel like everything is just getting too much and I need a bit of direction. If you don't have someone like that and you feel that you really need a massive intervention and you need to speak to a medical professional, do that. Or maybe if you are looking for a more practical way to deal with overwhelm and to avoid burnout, you can speak to a coach. But it is time for us to stop thinking that burning out or being overwhelmed is taboo, because it's not. We are told to do a million things and then some more, but just keep quiet and keep going and keep going and keep going because you are Wonder Woman and you can do it all. That's not the way it works. It's time that we start talking to each other and being open and honest and telling each other what is causing overwhelm for us. We need to tell each other how we feel, because you might not have an answer for yourself. but someone else might. So instead of spinning your wheels and doing 1,000 things and neglecting your health, neglecting your emotional state, your family, your friends, stop. Look at the most important things that you need to do for your business, and then focus on yourself as well. Allow yourself time out, because you damn well deserve it. You are not a machine. Even though some of us function like we do, you are not a machine. Allow yourself time out and allow yourself to be human and to deal with these things and to rest and to build your emotional state so that you don't burn out. Because if you do burn out, or if you do have a breakdown, what is going to happen with your business? What is the price that you're going to have to pay if you burn out? You could lose your business. You could lose your customers. You could lose your momentum. That is a huge thing. I know for me it was. On the personal side of things, what is the price that you would have to pay if you suffer from burnout when it comes to your family bonds, your friendships, your professional relationships? What is the price that you will have to pay if you burn out and if you have a breakdown? That is a massive price. And I don't think that you are willing to pay that. The reason that you are watching this video means that you don't want to pay that price. And if you are looking for a practical way to deal with overwhelm and practical methods to avoid burnout and focus on the most important things, if you can't figure out what that is, if you are looking for a way to get it all figured out, get it all in line, then I'm able to help you. I am a strategic life coach, and I use emotional and practical techniques to help you identify the patterns that you've created. We will identify what it is that is causing you to feel overwhelmed, or that is causing you to feel burnt out, or what is pushing you to the edge of a breakdown. And what we'll do is we will explore those things and look at practical ways for you to disrupt that pattern and create new patterns, so that you don't have to pay the ultimate price of losing your business and having strained relationships. So ask yourself, what is the price that you are willing to pay if it happens that you burn out? So if that is something that you would like to explore further, please feel free to contact me, or you're welcome to book a 30-minute free discovery session with me, in which we can evaluate your situation and see if we would be a good fit to work together, or if I am able to help you. If you don't feel comfortable with that yet, please feel free to send me a direct message, and I would be happy to talk to you about the things that are causing you to burn out and the things that are pushing you towards the edge of a breakdown. I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. I don't want you to burn out and suffer from a breakdown and pay the highest prices imaginable. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you were on here live, thank you very much. If you're watching the replay, I am so happy that you made it this far. I wish you all a wonderful day further, and I will see you again very soon. Just for now. Bye-bye.